Okay.
All right, so I'm here with my beautiful client, Susan, who we've been working together now for probably close to a good 6-7 months. And I'll let Susan introduce herself. Welcome, Susan. If you want to just, say hi and give a bit of a background about yourself and where you were prior to being coached by me.
Okay. Hi, everyone. So my name is Sue, and you're very formal saying Susan. That's my full name, but Sue is how my friends, and I consider you a friend now after these few months, which is lovely. So I'm 68. I'm a wife, a mother, and a grandmother. And I work 4 days a week, and I'm not one for going to gyms, and I'm not one for exercising. I usually walk the dogs, but not very far because that's just me, and that's basically that's basically me. So I don't know if you want to know anything else about me, but I'm happy to share.
That's pretty good. Yep. And then I guess a little bit about um, why did you come to me to begin with? You were actually referred to me by a myotherapist who you spent a bit of
Yes.
time working with. Maybe give us a bit of insight as to why you went through that process.
Okay. I had an issue with um, a movement of not being able to move my arm up at all, a lot, and I had a lot of pain. I couldn't, for example, put my hand behind my back, do up aprons or bras or undo anything like that. And it was really getting to me that and I figured, well, I'm too young to not be able to do these things, and I wanted to be independent, and I was getting more and more frustrated. So by going to a myotherapist, and I had some acupuncture as well, because I felt that's what I needed, it eased it a little bit, but I still had a lot of tenderness around my shoulder, my arm, and he referred me to Keren, to you, where I have I've persevered with the exercises. As I said, I'm not an exercise junkie or anything like that, but I'm sort of becoming one, which is scary. But I've got more movement. My arm moves more. I'm able to raise my arm up. I'm able to reach behind my back. I'm able to do the things that a few months ago was too painful and I was very restricted. So I'm now unrestricted, and I've got this free movement, which is like life changing for me because it means I can be independent.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a really amazing breakthrough to watch you having progressed over the last few months. I guess one of the things that you started working with me for was to be able to have that guidance. Something that we always say in our industry is that movement is medicine. And so, not just doing your rehab exercises, but actually making sure that you are challenging your muscles, getting the blood flowing throughout your entire body, and challenging you in different ways. So I think that was the reason that you were referred to me, not just for the rehabilitation, but for a little bit more. Is that
Yes.
fair to say?
Look, it's the all round. I guess initially it was just about the shoulder, but now it's become more about me and the all round benefits that I'm experiencing from, oh, I can't do that, to, oh, I'm going to give it a try. And then watching the videos and feeling like I've got you in my life every day when I watch the videos and go, okay, let me just see. I'll look at my mirror in the mirror to make sure I'm doing the same as you to the degree. And every day and every week I notice changes, and it becomes easier of things I never thought that I'd be able to do. So, thanks to you, it's like you've been my shining light and my guide, and it's been fantastic. And as I say, I'm not gym orientated or exercise orientated, but I'm real, like, I found that I am more focused on doing stuff for me because I know I'm going to benefit out of it, not just now, but in the future as well.
Yeah, that's such an important part of investing in yourself now and doing the things that you're doing now for the future as well, so that you've got better
Mm.
mobility, better balance, better coordination. As you said, we did start with the focus on the shoulder, but we've been able to progress that a little bit. And my job as a coach is to help you see the potential as well and not just keep you limited. but actually expose you to more. When we first had our conversation, and I told you that it was an online service and it's an online program, that I would give you videos, that I would keep you accountable, I would keep checking in with you. What were you thinking at that point? What were you sort of skeptical about, perhaps? Because that's often a big block for people to understand.
Most definitely, because I thought, oh, you know what, I'll give it a try, but I wasn't confident in my ability to keep enrolled in what I was doing, as in to be able to do it on a regular basis and go, oh, like maybe I'll do it one day and I won't do it the next day. And it's to basically, you've kept me accountable, as I've said, and I didn't think that I could do that. I'm very loyal and I'm very focused on things, but not when it comes to doing different exercises. But I'm amazed at how I've actually changed, and I'm going to do that first, and then I'll get dinner ready after I've come home from work. So I'm trying to make little changes that will make a difference in my life, and then I'm better to everybody else, to my husband, to my kids, to my grandkids, and all of that, and to be able to find time for me. And this is me time, and it's very, to me, that's important, and it's finding that balance. That's the other thing.
Yeah, it looks to me like you've created some beautiful new habits. You wake up in the morning and you do your stretches every morning. So that's a new habit that you've formed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's my number one, definitely every morning. And if I don't, I start to think, why didn't I do it? I should have done it. It's only X amount of time. I can do this because I feel, even if just 10 minutes of the various stretching, it's like I'm ready to face my day now. So I guess that's the little voice in my head keeping me going, okay, I can do anything now. I'm ready to go on with whatever the day throws at me.
Yeah. And that's a really big part of getting results, is the fact that you stay consistent. Even if it is
Yes.
5 or 10 minutes a day, that consistency is what makes all the difference. You can have, the best program for half an hour or 45 minutes 3 times a week, but if you're not
Yeah.
consistent with it, it's just
Yeah.
the smallest amount of time is where you see the progress. So yeah, you've been a
And
great.
also the other thing I want to say is that every day when I'm finished doing my session, I put a comment or I put a thumbs up, and every single day you respond to that. So again, it's a two-way street. It's not all about me on my own. You're there to make suggestions, to change the program, to help me along to see what next stage I'm ready for, and being very mindful of, say, my abilities, and just doing step by step. It's that gradual process. And years ago, very quickly, my mum used to say, you move it or you lose it. And you've said that in one of your sessions. It's like, oh my goodness, my mother's no longer alive, but it's like, yes, she was right, you're right, and this is me being right as well, because it is important, is as we age.
Yeah, we all know what we need to do. It's
Yeah.
just finding the rhythm, and it is a bit of accountability to begin with, but hopefully at the end of this process, if we decide to part ways, you will have new habits instilled in you, that forevermore you will be using your muscles and doing the best that you can to wake up in the morning and stretch. Sue, specifically, any results, anything specific that you can share with us that you've achieved that you're proud of, perhaps? Anything
Well,
specific?
certainly with the movement of my arm, because now I'm able to put my hands behind my back without any pain at all. I'm able to lift my arm up without any issue. So it's that movement of arm, which I didn't have a few months ago, that I don't even think about it now, because I'm doing it. I'm doing all these things of putting my hands behind my back, doing up things that I couldn't do before, that I'm doing now, which is like, I'm expecting maybe there's going to be a little, twinge there, and there's nothing. So I think it's because I'm continuing to stretch, to continuing to do different things to build up my resistance to a lot of this. So it's been like it's been pretty good, I have to say.
And something that you said a little bit earlier in this call is that you are now doing things that you never thought that you would do. So we have really progressed you to trying new things, to challenging your body, and to, you know, being able to do things that you didn't imagine.
Beyond what I thought I could do. So there you go. So thank you.
You're welcome. And it's only in a short amount of time as well. So imagine if you do continue, you know, the next 7 months, where that can take you, or even the next 3 years, you know. So that's
Yeah,
really up to you to put in that effort. And I really commend you on how consistent you've been. And lastly,
thank
before
you.
we finish up, who would you recommend to take part in this type of coaching program?
Look, I just believe it's because of your personality and your charisma that I believe anybody, you, once somebody would talk to you and get to know you and to be part of your program, I just feel it's open to anybody of any age. So if I was 20, I'd be looking at it. I'm nearly, I'm getting on for, well, 68, and it's like it's fantastic for me. So whatever mobility issues you may have, it's something that can be overcome with your assistance. And that's what I've found. It's because you're persistent and I'm trying to be consistent that works so well together, if that makes sense.
I appreciate it. The thing going through my mind, I guess, is that you have to be willing to put in the work. I can give you the tools, but you actually have to do the homework. So I'm here. And, you know, as you said, I've been here every step of the way, and you've really embraced
Absolutely.
that. And, again, I commend you on not giving up and just being really consistent and persistent. And the results are showing. So well done.
Thank you. Thank you for your positivity and your comments as well, because without you, I wouldn't be where I am now. So that's what I have to thank you really from my heart. So thank you.
And thank you for trusting in me. Thank you so much, Sue. I will end our recording now. Thank you so much.